Bitcoin news update. What's going on in Bitcoin? Absolutely nothing. I've decided to start a hopefully daily series about what's going on Bitcoin, and frankly, most daily news doesn't really matter when it comes to Bitcoin, so I was debating if I should do this or not, but I think it could be useful to have a daily update of the news in a couple minutes, right? I don't think that one needs to go into the news 30, 40, 60 minutes a day, but maybe 3 to 10 minutes a day, maybe something like that is useful. So I guess today's news is that there basically is no news. Bitcoin price is back down to $58,000, which of course is pretty much the lowest it's been in the last 6 months, since the all-time high of 72K or so back in February and March of this year, 2024. So Bitcoin price is down pretty low, sentiment is pretty low, engagement online is pretty low. So this tells me either that we're going lower or going higher, right? So I have no idea. What I do think is interesting is that Michael Saylor's issuance of another $2 billion via his company MicroStrategy now officially can acquire over 30,000 Bitcoin if he hasn't bought yet, right? Obviously, if he's bought, maybe he's bought at a different price. But if he's buying another $2 billion worth of Bitcoin at, $59,000 or so, we could be looking at another 30,000 Bitcoin from MicroStrategy's balance sheet. And if they do buy another 30,000 Bitcoin, I think it becomes legitimate conversation now to discuss, can MicroStrategy get to 300,000 Bitcoin? Maybe they will, maybe they never will, maybe they'll significantly outpace that. But I think it's very interesting that with this next buy, we could be looking at, a balance sheet big enough that we might be able to be talking about that, right? And then a fun fact. Let's see, what's a fun fact today? I guess fun fact regarding that is that Michael Saylor in previous podcasts has said that he's actually the guy executing the orders to buy the Bitcoin, right? Granted, that was a couple of years ago, but that's what he said he was doing a couple of years ago. And when asked about it, he said, if it's important doing, it's worth doing yourself, right? So if you're out there wondering, who's buying the Bitcoin on behalf of Michael Saylor for his company MicroStrategy, chances are, at least according to him, that it could be him himself that he's buying those coins, right? So if Michael had not bought yet, now might be a good time for him to buy. We'll see. We might go lower, we might go higher, but I guess that's all the news I have, is that I'm starting this little series. Hopefully it's going to be fruitful. I highly suspect 6 months from now, a year from now or so, that every single day there's going to be new big pieces of news. So we'll see what happens down the line, but as for now, it's just important to stay patient and remember that this is a very, very boring time in Bitcoin. Price has been very flat. It was very flat for months on end in 2023, 2020, 2019, 2018, all the way back to its beginning, right? Long periods of sideways chop and then very, very radical periods of upwards price movement. So I guess that's all the news I have for today. I'll see you tomorrow.